Hey, what's up guys, it's DarkArmedDuelist, and today we're going to be doing an Eldlich deck profile. So I'm really excited for this one, guys, because this deck seemingly just became the meta overnight with the ban list coming out, and this deck completely dodging the ban list altogether is really exciting for me because I absolutely love Eldlich. I love the way the deck plays. I love the Eldlich, the Mad Golden Lord. I think the deck is insanely good, and it's just super consistent the way that I've built it around Zombie World to make it this insanely good, consistent zombie madness deck. It's really, really cool, and I'm really glad to show you guys this deck. So without further ado, guys, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell near so you can come part of the notification squad, and definitely check out the Patreon down in the description below because we have all those awesome rewards you guys like, getting your name description every single video, getting assigned cards in the mail, and even getting to request a deck profile every single month through Patreon along with test hands. So without further ado, let's get straight on into this. So first off, we're going to be playing 3 of the Golden Gucci Lord himself, Eldlich, the Golden Lord. So this card is really, really good. Basically what this card does is you get to send this card and a spell or trap from your hand to the graveyard, target one card on the field, and send it to the graveyard. And if this card is in the graveyard, you can send a spell or trap you control to the graveyard and add this card to your hand. Then you can special summon a zombie from your hand, which is normally going to be your Eldlich monster. And if you do, until the end of your opponent's turn, it gains 1,000 attack and events and can't be destroyed by your opponent's card effects, which is a really good effect just to get you a 3,800 defense point monster or 3,500 attack point monster on your side of the field going out with your other boss monsters. We then play 2 copies of Doom King Ballardrot. Ballardrot is insanely good because it keeps coming back as long as you have a field spell on your side of the field during every standby phase. So this card is insanely good for link plays and also has the really amazing effect that while you have Zombie World on the field or when a zombie monster's effect is activated, you get to apply one of these effects, either negate that effect or banish one monster on the field or grave, which is an insanely good effect. Just to be able to spot remove something or negate an effect is just amazingly good in this deck, backed up with all the other cards we're playing in the deck. You play a single copy of Jacobolin. Jacobolin's really good because you get to discard a zombie to special summon this card from your hand, and then during your opponent's main phase, quick effect, you can target one zombie monster in either player's grave to special summon that monster, but banish it when it leaves the field, and then banish this face-up card until the end phase, which is a pretty good effect that you can kind of help out a lot of different plays with this card to go into link plays and go into XZ's plays, and it's just overall really, really good. We then play 3 copies of Unizombie. Unizombie, you discard a zombie monster and increase this card's level by 1, or you send a zombie monster, or you can also send a zombie monster from your deck to the graveyard to increase this card's level by 1, which is a really good effect just to be able to get you additional plays. We then play 2 copies of Shiranui Solitaire. Shiranui Solitaire, you tribute it to special summon out your Unizombie, which is an insanely good effect. 2 copies of Mizuki, because Mizuki is basically Monster Reborn by banishing it from the graveyard. You can special summon any zombie monster from your graveyard. 1 copy of Necro World Banshee. Necro World Banshee can banish itself from the graveyard to immediately put a copy of Zombie World on your side of the field. 2 copies of Glow Bloom. Now, Glow Bloom has a very special place in this deck because what this card does is if this card is sent to the graveyard, you can banish this card from the graveyard to add a level 5 or higher zombie monster from your deck to your hand. But if you control Zombie World, you can special summon that monster to your side of the field instead, which is an insanely good effect just to be able to get you a Golden Gucci Lord or a Doom King Ballardrot directly to your side of the field just with the greatest of ease. We then play a single copy of Red Eyes Black Dragon and a single copy of our Dark Magician to go into Red Eyes Dark Dragoon, because Dark Dragoon plus Doom King plus a Mad Golden Lord is pretty much GG against your opponent. They're not going to have a lot of plays against you, so playing the Dragoons package in here is definitely a necessity. So that's it for the monsters, guys. Let's get into the spells. So for the spells, you're going to be playing a single copy of Red Eyes Fusion. The Red Eyes Fusion is extremely important in this deck because basically what this is going to do is it's going to let you go into your copy of your Red Eyes Dark Dragoons. We're going to be playing a single copy of 7 Cities of the Golden Land. This card is actually extremely easy to search, and it's basically a fusion spell that has the ability that during your main phase, you can fusion summon a fusion monster from your extra deck using only zombie monsters from your hand or field as fusion material. And if a zombie monster is special summoned by a card effect, then you can target 1 set spell or trap on the field and set that target. That target cannot be activated this turn, and you can only use the effect of this card once per turn. So it's a really good card just to be able to fusion summon, and it's just an overall amazing card to search out of the deck. We then play the same copy of Eldlich of White Destiny. You play this card as a 1-of because it lets you special summon a zombie from your hand or graveyard, but if you control no Eldlich monster, you can only special summon Eldlich monsters by this effect. It also has the ability that during the main phase, you can banish this card and to set a Golden Land spell or trap directly from from your deck to your side of the field. Play 2 copies of Eldlich of Black Awakening. Black Awakening is probably one of the best ones. I don't know, the Trap Scarlet's pretty good too. But this card basically what it does is it lets you special summon a zombie monster in your hand or deck in defense position, but if you control no Eldlich monsters, you have to special summon an Eldlich. It also shares the same ability that you can banish this card from the graveyard to set a golden land spell or trap directly from the deck, which is really good because you can set your trap monsters. Then, since we are playing Zombie World in the deck, we're playing triple Super Polymerization because it basically makes every zombie, or everything on the field, a zombie. So this card is really, really good. Just to be able to fusion summon away any of your opponent's monsters. It makes going into the Mad Golden Lord extremely easy, and this card is insanely good in this deck too. We then play 3 copies of Zombie World. Zombie World makes all the monsters on the field and in the graveyard zombies, and neither player can tribute summon, which we're not going to be tribute summoning anyway, so basically this is just here to lock your opponent into only zombie monsters. This card is ridiculous in this deck. Being able to put all the zombies on the field is just insanely good, and Super Poly is just an insane tech in the deck. Just to be able to go after your opponent for insane plays. The Super Poly works out really well too because it helps you out their Dragoons if they're going to be playing Dragoons against you, or any insane boards that they're going to establish. So then you can go in for a really nice OTK. And then we're going to be playing 3 copies of Cursed Eldland. Cursed Eldland is the Searcher deck. It can't, you cannot attack directly except for with zombie monsters. That's fine. And it has the ability that you can pay 800 life points to add an Eldlich or a golden land spell or trap from your deck to your hand, and this card is sent to the graveyard. Then you can send a Eldlich monster or golden land spell or trap from your deck to the graveyard. So this card's really good just to get you the exact card that you need out of your deck. So that's it for the spells, guys. Let's get into the traps. This deck actually plays a considerable amount of traps. So we're going to be playing 2 of this guy, 2 the trap monster guy. That basically what it does is when it special summons itself as a level 5 light, 1800 attack, 1500 defense monster. And you manage 1 card from your either graveyard, and then during the end phase, you manage this card from your grave to set an Eldlich spell or trap directly from your deck, and you can only use the following effect of it once per turn. We play 3 copies of Conquistador. Conquistador is really good because you can special summon this card as a 500 attack, 1800 attack, or 1800 defense monster, level 5, light, and when it's flipped face up, you get to destroy 1 face-up card on the field. And then during the end phase, you can banish this card from the grave to set an Eldlich spell or trap directly from your deck. You play 3 copies of Eldlich Scarlet. Scarlet lets you special summon a zombie monster from your deck or graveyard, and when it's activated, also you can banish it from the graveyard to be able to set a golden land spell or trap from your deck to your hand, or deck to your side of the field, which is pretty good. Just to be able to grab the exact one that you need. And then you play a Golden Land Forever, which is the counter trap that says when a spell trap or monster effect is activated, while you control an Eldlich monster, you can tribute a zombie monster and negate the activation if you destroy that, which we play plenty of zombie monsters to tribute off this card effect. So this card is insanely good as a speed spell 3. So that's it for the main deck, guys. Let's get into the extra deck. So for the extra deck, we're playing double Eldlich, the Mad Golden Lord, and man, did he get a makeover. This card is really, really awesome. Actually waited for the ban list to come out for this deck profile because I didn't know if anything was going to get hit on this list, and I wanted to show you guys this deck really, really bad. But basically what this card does is you use an Eldlich monster and 1 level 5 or higher zombie monster, which we can go into this card of 2 times. You could really go into this card 3 times, but if you go into it 3 times, you're doing something wrong. And what this card does is his name becomes Eldlich the Golden Lord while on the field, and it can't be destroyed by battle or by card effects. You contribute a zombie monster, then target 1 face-up monster your opponent controls, take control of it, but it can't attack or activate its effects this turn, and you can only use the effect of this card once per turn. It is insanely good for this build, and is insanely good of a card. I love this card so much. We then play a single copy of Red Eye's Dark Dragoon. Dragoon is basically a walking tank. It has the Omni Negate effect. It can pop cards on the field. You can discard a card to negate something, and if you do negate something, it gains 1,000. It can't be destroyed by card effects, and neither player can target it either. And it's just an overall insanely good card in this deck. We play a single copy of Dragon Necro Nether Soul. Nether Necro Soul is really good because it can generate tokens on your side of the field that you can use for link material. You reduce opponent's monsters down to 0 attack. And it just gets over so many problematic cards, and it's extremely easy to go into. It is our super poly target that you're going to be going for all the time in this deck once you have your copy of your Zombie World on your side of the field. We play a single copy of Starving Venom. Starving Venom is insanely good because it's another super poly target that you just use use 2 dark monsters to go into this card. 1 copy of Chaos Soldier, or Blackluster Soldier, Soldier of Chaos is really good because you play so many high levels in this deck that basically you can go into this card, and when you do, and it destroys opponent's monster by battle, you can activate one of the effects to either make this card permanently gain 1500, you can make a second attack, or banish a card on the field, and it also has the ability if you use a level 7 or higher monster to link summon this card. Your opponent cannot target it with card effects either, which is a really cool card effect. 1 copy of Nightmare Unicorn because it spins stuff, Nightmare Phoenix because it pops spells and traps, 1 copy of Vampire Sucker because sometimes you need the suck, and it goes with every single Zombie World deck. 1 copy of Cross Sheet because you do play fusion monsters pretty easily in this deck, and it works really well with the fusion effect of this because it lets you special summon a level 4 or lower monster from the graveyard, which comes in handy with like Unizombie and stuff like that. 1 copy of Anaconda because it helps you go into your copy of your Red Eyes Dark Dragoon. IP Masquerena because you can go into your Nightmare Unicorn extremely quickly in this particular build this way. I play a single copy of Red Eyes Zombie Necro Dragon. Basically what this card does is gain 100 attack for each zombie on the field and either player's graveyard, which Zombie World makes everything a zombie in the graveyard. So this card can get really big really quick, and also when another monster is destroyed, when a zombie monster is destroyed by battle, you can special summon a zombie monster from either player's graveyard to your field, so it can just take cards out of your opponent's graveyard. Or if, for example, your opponent kaiju's this or kaiju's your Red Eyes, you can just bring them back with this because it has the ability that when another zombie monster is destroyed by battle, you can special summon 1 zombie from the graveyard and they become zombies while they're in the graveyard as well. This is always a zombie, but this is not. So this card is ridiculous in this deck. But the same copy of Beels of the Diabolic Dragons. Beels is really easy to go into. Jack-a-Bolin plus Glow-Up Bolum are your copy of Unizombie plus any other level 4 monster. Once you increase it by 1 level, it's really easy to go into. It's an amazing card. And for the last card, we're going to be playing a single copy of Constellar Pleiades, because you play Pleiades in this deck because you can use your trap monsters, the Conquistador and the other guy, you can use these 2 to go in your copy of your, directly into your copy of Pleiades. So it's really, really easy to go directly into that card to give you additional bounces. Like when you establish a field and you have Pleiades late game, Dragoons, and a copy of the Mad Lord, like it's game. Like you're not coming back from that. So that's pretty much it, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Definitely tell me what you think of this deck down in the comments down below. It is insanely fun to play with. I highly recommend that if you guys have not picked up Eldlich, you definitely should, because this is going to be the deck to look at for right now with the current ban list. This deck is insane, and it's just really, really good. Like it's really consistent. Summoning Dragoons is extremely easily. I think that probably the Zombie World build is one of the best builds for it, outside of maybe the Invoked build or the straight Dragoons build is just the best builds for this deck. The Control build is really good, but this one is the one I like the most out of all the builds. But definitely comment down below and tell me what your favorite build of Eldlich is. I love playing Zombie World. I think it just fits with the deck. But anyways, guys, this is DarkArmedDuelist. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell next to comment, notification squad, and we'll see you guys in the next video. See you later, guys.